Greetings and salutations, ladybugs, gentle germs, widgets, and whatsits, and welcome back to the Just Create SSP Let's Play of the Just Create mod pack by a group of phenomenal content creators. Now that we have our diamond pickaxe, we're actually going to go finish that first tunnel. And then we'll come up and maybe spend a little bit of time in our mine shaft. Let's see what trouble we can get into in that mine shaft. Because odds are pretty good I'm going to screw something up. Okay. For the moment, I'm also going to drop a torch there to light this area up. It won't be needed once we finish a couple more of these side tunnels. So again, we're gonna sprint our way past. Give ourselves a headache, whacking our head on the ceiling as we sprint jump our way down to the end of the aisle. Let's turn our chunk borders back on. We've only got about a chunk and a half left to go. Our chunk border, and we are 3 to the side. There we go. So that should be the end of the chunk. Yeah, it is. Okay. Was not seeing the line. So 1, 2, and 3. We're going to go ahead and dig one more. Alright, chunk borders can be turned off. And now let's start working our way out. Okay. And again, we're going to dig... We're gonna dig out this node, this diamond deposit. Okay. It's probably a good thing I jumped up there. Probably a good thing I jumped up here. Okay, got that. Safe-ish. Fill in a lot of this area here. Not overly needed, but I like to do it, and frankly, it helps me get rid of some of the cobbled deep slate you collect down here. Is that... Okay. Alright, we'll just barricade all of this in, get rid of a little bit of our cobbled deep slate in the process, and continue our way out, which should be this way. gonna bother doing isolation mining on every node or resource that's here. It just, there's no point. But early game, I want to make sure I'm getting all the diamonds. As this mining system grows, the isolation mining will become less and less of a need. But we got ourselves our first little batch of diamonds, not too much. So let's go ahead and put our shield on and let's head back up to, now that we've got that, let's head up to our mine shaft and poke around there, see what resources we can find there. Oops. That's the wrong direction to go up to the mine shaft. So we're already on brand for the episode. Alrighty. Definitely want to spend some serious time in the trial chambers at some point, but not right now. I really don't have the desire to probably die repeatedly. That's our mine. That's our little mine that doesn't do diddly squat because there's too much crap in the way. And here we are in our mine shaft. So let's poke around. I thought I saw... We've done a decent chunk of this. But I thought I saw there were some areas we hadn't. One of our first areas that we haven't is right here. Why did we not do this one? Oh, okay. Alright, so let's... work our way through here. Put a torch, actually not there. Let's put the torch there instead. I think that would ultimately be a little bit better. Hoping that's the normal spider and not a cave spider. I'm hoping that's the case. I do need to... something of a bridge over that. That was close. I felt kind of close. And of course, it was a cave spider. Why am I not surprised? There is the spawner. It's going to be in here somewhere. We'll just light that up for a second. We'll tackle something here real quick when I get this hallway cleared a little bit more so that I can finish filling in that gap. Level. So one of the things I personally like to do when I'm disabling a spider spawner is put the torch directly on top of the spawner. That should actually be enough to turn it off with the new spawn rule mechanics. And we're gonna okay. Now, this is not totally safe yet because there's a level above this that they can still spawn in. It's the nature of the spawning. Spawning occurs in effect in a 9x9 radius around the spawner, or something like that. Okay. So all of this, not actually, you should be though. That's okay. That should be there. That should still be there. Okay. Alright, that is... I'm guessing those are probably going to need to be there too. Alright, so that's one spider spawner disabled. I still have a little bit of stuff here that we need to fill in to secure. Okay, so this leg looks like we're good here, and it also appears that I have explored a fair bit more of this than I thought I had. And there's my marker for the next area I wanted to explore. Torch. I probably should come down here with either a pair of shears or another sword or 2 or 12 to clean out cobwebs a bit too. That is all something for a later date and or time. In these column shafts that go up and down, I'd like to put a torch on the top there. And I put the fences there just so I can see down into that area in case I decide I want to go down, so I have a chance to decide if I want to go down there or not. Okay. Drop a torch there, but I'm going to come back and put it torch there. I'll drop a torch there. Okay, that's just going to be that. And let's go ahead and dig up the iron while we're here. Alright, that should be all of that. And just, I'm sorry, throw 2 of the planks there and work our way out. Fences there. I'm just kind of working my way around. Kind of working my way around. This should be a dead end. So we'll torch the end like it's a dead end. I'm gonna torch there. And we'll do that. We'll put a torch there. Okay, well, I got a little bit more of this done. I don't want to spend the time cleaning it out right now. We may do that at a later date and episode, but I want to just spend some more time digging that out. Okay, or clearing, getting a feel for what we got going on here in our mineshaft. It is still quite far from being totally explored. The torch there. Torch there. And we do still have a fair bit of okay. That, and that. Barricade that off for right now. We should be good there. Good there, and alright, let's go ahead and get ourselves out of here. If I can remember how to get out of here. Yep, right here. Our way out is right here. Okay, we're gonna go back up to base. Take a minute to clean out our inventory. And then decide what we're gonna do for the remainder of this episode. We do at some point need to get to the Nether. Maybe that's what we'll do for this episode, is we'll prep to go to the Nether. Which means I'm going to need to cook up some of this gold. Alright, let's put a bunch of stuff away. Except for those, I think, need to go in the other chest. This chest. Okay. So we got our 3 gold. I need a couple more pieces of gold. Let's see. Our iron's doing okay. We're going to have to do something. You're going to have to do something with the flint coming through here. We've got to get rid of it somehow. And I know how we're going to do it. But I need a wrench, which means I need more gold. Okay. Don't have enough gold. So, since I don't have a huge amount of gold, I'm going to do boots. Which is probably a mistake. Let's do that. Let's cook that iron up. Let's do that. Put you in there. Oh, I have a spare iron pick. Oh, good lord. We'll take that one to the nether. And leave the other ones behind. Okay. So, we're gonna, whoops, sorry. We're gonna put these away. Let's see if we've got a ruined nether portal. I see a lava pool. Why the piss did I not go down there for the lava when instead of messing around on this mountain? I am not seeing a ruined nether portal in the map. Alright. Let's see, I don't have a boat. I'm going to make myself a boat. We're almost done. Okay, and you're halfway done. That, and let's see if we can't find her another portal, I guess. I know we set up a bunch of stuff here, but I kind of want to check this plainsy area out up north. So let's head that direction, hoping we could find ourselves enough of a ruined nether portal or a lava pool that we can get enough obsidian from. Oh crap. I just remembered something. Part of the purpose of going to the nether is to get a blaze burner. In fact, that's really the only purpose at this stage of the game. To go to the nether to get a blaze burner. For that, I need, I believe, Blaze burner. Yep, that's what I thought. 4 iron sheets. I don't recall having a press in our rather rudimentary setup. I think I do, but I don't remember. Which is kind of sad because for you, if we put the press in there, that would have only been 3 or 4 episodes ago. For me, that's closer to about 8. I do have a pretty decent amount of pre-recorded episodes. Because I need to have a few things, and not entirely sure what my recording schedule is going to be like potentially in the next few weeks. I could be getting a new job, and it's going to play with my schedule a bit. I've had the interviews, and the interviews, in my opinion, have been kind of favorable. Or at least that was my interpretation of them. And so now it's just a matter of getting the recruiting team and all of that fun stuff on board. Okay, so we're coming up here to this little flatland area. It's not quite as low as I would have preferred. I think I talked about this back on an earlier episode, but I really like building at about Y level 64. This is kind of a internal thing. It's a binary hexadecimal counting scheme. I just kind of like it. That, and while a chunk is generally considered an entire column from bedrock all the way up to build limit, that chunk is kind of subdivided a little bit into vertical chunks of 16 blocks. In Y level 64, the block space my feet are actually in is at the bottom of one of those vertical chunks. Alright, well, room portal. No, that's a ship. I will take that, though. I will take a ship. We'll take a ship. Although I really want their own portal. This is an intact ship, so we should get all 3 chests. We'll go for the one that has all the good loot in it first. Okay, jump up to our boat. Go to the one that we can hide in a pocket of air. And we do have a buried treasure map. Okay, and that's actually not that far off. Okay, let's grab the rest of this stuff and get our butt out of here. Okay, so let's go to that nice, lovely ruined portal. It's not actually where I was planning on going, but it's actually deal with the, yeah, let's deal with the ruin portal first. I'd like to try when and if I can try to get the ruin portals functional. Try to get the ruin portals functional. This one might be a little bit hard to functional, but I'm gonna... Oh, that is the wrong pickaxe. This is about to be another widget moment where I managed to catch myself. Okay. Alright. Nope, wrong pickaxe. I wonder what the iron bars are there for. Okay. There's a bunch of gold. That's a whole heck of a lot of gold. Let's see if we can get... Give us 7. Which won't be quite enough, I don't think. Actually, no, we can make it work. But I have another problem that I just realized. That once again, I did not do a very good job of planning this trip. Because Okay. We have, or more accurately, I have a small issue. The interruption we had in the middle of the episode was courtesy of my bread maker. Or more accurately, courtesy of my mom, who thinks my bread maker isn't working. And I'm reasonably certain it is. So having to check that, and I muted the mic, and then promptly forgot to actually unmute it. No, that's the same map. This is the same map. So, my theory about breaking a buried treasure chest, the theory I had heard that when you break a buried treasure chest, it makes the game think that it's not that the chest is the buried treasure chest is not there, so that when the next treasure map that's in range generates, it generates to a new location. That is not happening. That is not happening. So, because those two maps both generated back to the same buried treasure. And one of them was obtained before that buried treasure had been raided. And the other was obtained after it had been raided. Okay. Alright, well, we're going to head back to base because I've got one very full inventory. Yeah, we have one very full inventory at the moment. And I am going to take this opportunity while we go back, because I'm going to need to do a little bit of editing on this video. Eek. Because this video is much longer than I wanted, and full of derpy noob mistakes. So we are going to head back, and I will meet you all back at base in our next episode. Thank you all for watching, and I do wish you all a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good time zone to you all, until we meet again on my next derpy noob misadventure.